Okay, let me tell you something that honestly humbled me just a little bit. I used to think that money needed to feel sexy, like aesthetic binders, color-coded spreadsheets, glass containers with the bamboo lids, all of that. And the wild part, the better my money looked online, the messier it got in real life. Because real wealth whispers, it's boring. The more boring that your money feels, the better you're probably doing. And once I stopped trying to make my finances cute and started making them more predictable, everything changed. My stress went down, my skin calmed down, and my body felt better. Talk about a glow up. So today I'm sharing 10 very boring, very unsexy habits that I do that save me serious money and have for years. These are tiny daily things. Nothing extreme, nothing hard, and real quick. Hit me with a good old free 99 like and comment boring but paid or whatever you'd like, especially so I know my people are here because YouTube has been treating your sister like a bald head in a blizzard. Nah, but for real, it's just disrespectful.
Drnina, the girl next door, beautiful brown baby doll.
Habit 1 is eating the same food every week. Y'all, I eat the same food every single week. I've told y'all that for years. And I know somebody in the back that don't know me just said, Dr. Nina, every week? Yes, boo, because my brain is tired and my wallet likes peas. For us in my household, that looks like the same core foods on repeat. Chicken thighs, chicken legs, chicken breasts. Cheaper, tastes better, harder to mess up. Sweet potatoes, frozen broccoli, green beans, eggs, Greek yogurt, ground turkey, rice. This is not your Instagram meal prep. This is feed yourself so you don't crash out at 6 p.m. You know that moment where you open the fridge, close it, and open it again? Like something new is gonna magically appear. That's when DoorDash starts whispering, order from me now. When I remove the question of what's for dinner, I remove the spending. So I want you to be honest with me. How many times this week did you open the fridge and still order food? Or better yet, how many times did you open the fridge and see a bunch of food and say there was nothing in there? I'm gonna be honest, when it gets old, I don't change the food, I change the vibe. New sauces, new setup, new plates. Same chicken, different vibe. Habit 2, clean out the fridge and freezer first. We don't grocery shop until the fridge, freezer, and the pantry are basically empty. And not Pinterest cutesy empty. I mean, we're about to get creative with it empty. This taught me something humbling. I wasn't wasting food because I was careless. I was shopping emotionally. I was buying food for the version of me that had energy, time, and motivation. That woman doesn't always live here. But when you commit to eating what you've already bought, you stop shopping for dopamine. You stop looking for your next hit. And somehow those what do we have meals, they be slapping. Just putting together a little bit of a complex carbohydrate with a good protein and some vegetables, and sometimes getting you a nice sauce with it or making up something. It's the best meal you've ever had. And it's inexpensive because you already had it. Habit 3, stop buying everything in bulk. Buy these instead. Now, I love me some good old Costco. That other one can go somewhere. But Costco, it's still a lot to you. Suddenly, you're like, I eat 6 pounds of spinach a week or 20 pounds of salmon. No, you don't. Bulk buying only saves money if you're actually using the stuff you buy. But what is worth buying because it keeps or freezes well? Meat, chicken thighs, ground turkey, ground beef. You can portion and freeze. Frozen fish, salmon, shrimp, barramundi, eggs. Some people go through those fast. Dairy staples if you're into that kind of thing. Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, cheese blocks, frozen vegetables, broccoli, green beans, rice and oats. And I love me some jasmine rice. So much so I got a big old 10-pound bag. Those are shelf stable. Toilet paper, paper towels if you're into it, and cleaning supplies. Boring, but necessary. What I don't buy in bulk anymore, fresh produce that turns into science experiments. Bulk buying should support your real life, not your fantasy self. Habit 4, autopilot spending in the ah moment. Now this one messed me up. It's not that latte that's draining your money. It's spending on autopilot and calling it normal. I wasn't choosing coffee. I was choosing violence and I was defaulting. Tired? Coffee. Overstimulated? Coffee. Need a reward? Coffee. And when something becomes automatic, friends, it stops being a treat and starts being a leak. I wasn't enjoying my coffee anymore. I was using it. So I made one rule. Coffee out is for experiences, not survival. Convenience is expensive when it's unconscious. What's one small thing that you buy on autopilot that doesn't even feel special to you anymore? Think about it. And I'm looking for y'all answers, okay? I want to see them down below. Habit number 5, outsourcing my willpower. Now, this is where I had to get really honest with myself. All these boring money habits don't really mean much if you don't have the energy to really live your life. And here's my unsexy truth about fitness. I am not motivated that much these days. By the end of the day, I've told y'all my brain is fried. Between work, Hunter, life, being a wife, the last thing I want to do is figure out what workout I'm going to be doing. And for years, I thought the solution was to spend more money. Boutique gyms, programs I never finished, cute matching sets doing absolutely nothing. What I finally realized was I didn't need more motivation. I needed human accountability. And that's where TrainWell came into my life. TrainWell is a one-on-one remote personal training experience. And that's with a real human trainer, not just an app screaming at you what to do. When you sign up, you take a short quiz. And TrainWell pairs you with a trainer based on your needs. For me, that's been my trainer, Chris. She works specifically with busy women and moms who are juggling work, hormones, real schedules, and real life. Not fitness influencer fantasy land. I've shown y'all before, but the first thing we did was an onboarding video call. And I don't mean any surface level fitness talk. We talked about everything. Chris is real. My postpartum body changes, my work schedule, my history with my body and dieting, what consistency actually looks like for me right now. One week, I completely missed a workout because little Hunter was having one of those weeks. And instead of guilt or pressure, Chris adjusted my workout and she checked in. She asked me, how can we make this work with your life? That alone helped to change how I relate to fitness. Inside the TrainWell app, everything feels very supported. My workouts are laid out clearly with video demos and they're realistic, usually around 25 to 30 minutes. And I love these because I've been stacking them at least 3 times a week. One of my favorite parts is the motion tracking technology. When I connect my Apple Watch, it gives detailed form feedback. So I know even if my squat depth is off or if I need to slow down, like it literally tells you while you're in motion. And after every workout, I rate how I felt. Chris uses that feedback to adjust my plan in real time. And if life happens, which, spoiler alert, it always does, the plan adapts. And I don't feel like a failure. What TrainWell has given me isn't a quick transformation. It's consistency, structure, and the feeling that I'm not doing this alone. Instead of starting over every Monday, I'm just continuing. And that fits perfectly with my whole boring habits philosophy because boring systems are the ones that actually stick. And if you ever feel like your trainer isn't the perfect match, you can switch trainers anytime in the app. No awkward conversations. That flexibility and choice matters. So if you're watching this and thinking about the new year, think of it as a reset, not a resolution. You don't have to punish yourself or do fitness alone. You can get 14 days free with your own personal trainer on TrainWell. Use my link. It's in the description. go.trainwell.net/BeautifulBrwnBabyDol. I hope y'all gonna join me now. And this is why TrainWell fits into my boring habits so well. It removes decision fatigue because I ain't got time. I don't have to worry about what to do or if I should work out. It's handled. And when one area of your life is handled, you stop leaking that energy and money everywhere else. Okay, let's get back into the unsexy hygiene habits where I really shine. Habit 6, clean tools are greater than expensive products. Okay, now we in my lane. Dirty tools will sabotage your skin faster than bad genetics. I don't care how expensive your skincare is. If you're rubbing bacteria on your face, baby, we wasting money. I used to chase serums trying to fix my breakouts, but they were literally coming from my pillowcases and makeup brushes. When I started washing my brushes regularly and changing my pillowcases, which I've shared with y'all since I've been on YouTube, my skin calmed down without me buying anything new. Clean habits beat expensive products every single time. Habit 7, I'm boring with my makeup. And that's okay. And here's something I had to make peace with. I am boring with my makeup now. Yep. And like I said, I'm okay with that. I wear the same base, pretty much the same concealer, thank you, the lip bar, and the same brow situation. That's why I like mine bushy and natural, because it's simple. Oh, and occasionally I'll use a little bit of just for men on them things. Because boring makeup keeps my mornings predictable. I got it down to a science. Baby, 10 minutes is all, and I know how to ball, okay? When my mornings are predictable, my days are calmer. And when my days are calmer, my spending is calmer. Predictable routines lead to predictable bills. This isn't me giving something up. This is me choosing stability. Habit 8. Clothing care is a money habit. I'm going to say something that's very controversial. I stopped washing every piece of clothing just because I wore it once. Relax, not my underwear. Don't play with me because y'all like to play. But jeans, sweaters, jackets, stuff like that, if it doesn't smell or it isn't stained, it gets aired out. When I treated my clothes with respect, they lasted longer. Sound like some of these relationships. My water bill dropped, my clothes stayed nicer, and I stopped replacing things. And let me say this, I also treat my clothing nicer that I know I want to wear more than once. So for instance, with sweaters and jeans and jackets, I try to buy Woolite. Woolite is amazing. They have a dark and a regular version. These just really keep the elasticity in your clothes. It keeps the color on your clothing. I also like to wash my clothes in cooler water. Why? Because it stops the fading of the fabrics. Just be very aware of what your clothes actually needs. That's why there's that little tag in there that we like to cut out so quickly. You need to know what your clothes actually need, because in order for this to be a respectful and reciprocal relationship, and you want those clothes to keep giving and giving. I have clothes I've had for 10 years plus, okay? But they're still giving because I've taken good care of the fabrics. Hygiene isn't about excess. It's about care. Habit 9, I stopped shopping to regulate my emotions. I wasn't shopping because I love stuff, especially online shopping, okay? I was shopping to soothe myself. Tired, shop. Stressed, shop. Avoiding feelings, add to cart. When I stopped shopping like that, I had to sit with myself. And that part was loud. And that was too. What was that? But once I replaced shopping with movement, creativity, and rest, my nervous system was able to calm down. And my bank account, it followed. Do you shop more when you're tired, stressed, or bored? Let me know down below. Habit 10, routine budgeting and paying myself first, because I like to get paid. At this stage in my life, chaos costs too much. When my week has structure, I don't panic spend. Budgeting didn't restrict me, it rescued me. I've budgeted for years and got really hardcore about it like in 2012. And especially when I did have student loans. They gone now though, thank you Lord. But the biggest shift, treating myself like a bill. I automated my savings so that future Nina was protected. And that was before present Nina could spend her feelings. Future me deserves stability and not leftovers. So look, none of these habits are cute. They won't impress people. Ain't nobody gonna care, okay? But they work. They protect your body, they protect your peace, they protect your money, okay? And one day you wake up and you realize your life, it feels lighter. Now that's the real flex. Now before we go, I want to thank TrainWell for sponsoring today's video. And if you want to try TrainWell, get 14 days free with your own personal trainer on TrainWell. Go to go.trainwell.net/BeautifulBrwnBabyDol. All right, y'all, make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, because I know you know 1 or 2 people that you can use it with, okay? And subscribe. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll signing out. Peace.